Yeah, what's cracking? Just was wondering if you realized that this green carbon tax situation is literally taxing you to breathe. Because they say from your breath, you're contributing to the carbon. And the animals that it takes to feed us is contributing to the carbon. Basically everything, the carbon. Which basically humans, all organic matter is made of carbon. So to make you afraid of carbon is stupid. Carbon dioxide. I mean, because look, the trees breathe off carbon dioxide. So that's a stupid, dumb argument. But that's literally what it is. So this year, on December 24th, they're going to try to start confiscating the guns. The moment that they're successful with that, you will be taxed for every breath. Basically, they say you're born into the world they own, so you don't have a right to partake of the air. When the first people on Earth were not charged and taxed for air, water, firewood, food, animals, shit that grew. I mean, so this is a totally crazy thing. Just like this one guy, the owner of Nestle, says that water is not a public resource, it's a corporate resource, and it should be taxed, and only the elite should be able to drink water. I mean, and these are judgments in the Bible. It says when you got to pay for your firewood, that is a judgment. I mean, and this is the day we live in, when the earth is all divided and sectioned up and owned and dominated, and actually it's held back and oppressed, because it could bring forth lots of fruit which would eliminate some of these problems that we have here, but instead they want this problem. This is the Hegelian dialectic. This is problem, reaction, solution. Create the problem, so you demand the response. You'll get the desired response from the people, and then you'll propose a solution, which is to give them more control over other things that no one really has the authority to be in control of the weather yet. Through the technology they are, and basically you can't even collect rainwater. That means, my friend, you are taxed unto death. So in other words, if you don't pay the king for every single thing that you partake of, you are a terrorist, you're a criminal, you're poisoning the planet. When, hey, none of us own no corporations. They're the people who put mercury in the water. They're the people who did the BP oil spill. This TechCo are the ones that are responsible for Fukushima, the fracking industry, all these different, the oil industry that is draining the water, aquifers. This is crime. These are things that it's all man does have a right to drink water, to breathe air, and use the land to acquire food and shelter. It's a true crime when that's made a crime, and that's really what it is. That's why they want this breath tax. They want you to believe it. They want you involved in it. And here's another thing: once they get you into this Gaia worship, this worship in the universe, look, the Mayans did that, and they chopped out people's hearts. Basically, the tax will be sacrifice your firstborn or the sun will not shine. This is what this all comes from. It stems from. Because what else can you give when you're poor? Or what do you give a man who is so sick? He's got all the jewels and all the gold and all the power and women and food and everything. You can't give him nothing else other than the realms of depravity, of total total depravity. Because we know that they stopped practicing this custom and the sun is still shining. But that's what this basically is that by you believing in evolution and Darwinism, you forfeit your right to be a human, because you no longer are a human. You are just an animal. You are a monkey. You are a human resource. You are a resource. You're not even human. You're just a resource. You're just a monkey to be experimented on, to be controlled and dictated for all the days of your life, from the cradle to the grave, totally genetically modified and dumbed down, chemically dumbed down, castrated, taught lies, given a million Buddhas to bow before, just a bunch of this nonsense, this dumbness, the death tax, the carbon tax, the air tax, the breath tax. I mean, who has the authority to own all that? Not even all the governments collectively, because listen, the governments only represent the governments, and they're the 1%. What do the people have to say? All the people, take everyone's, thoughts on this into consideration. But everyone has to be thoroughly educated in what's truly going on here. They're spraying chemtrails. I mean, they're harping the sky. I mean, come on, who's really fucking shit up? Is it your common dude on the street? Because he's throwing away a piece of paper, which, the hemp industry could destroy the paper industry. That's why it's still illegal. But it would be better for the planet. And it's still illegal. It's not about morality. It never has been. It's about profitability. It's the same thing as the prohibition. It's basically, they want to make freedom, prohibition from freedom. It's profitable now for them to be totally corrupt if everyone else has to obey corrupt laws, lawlessness. We must obey to your lawlessness, while we must subject ourselves to, a heavier load of law, a corrupt law, a fixed law, kangaroo court. You know what I'm saying? This is what we got going on with this carbon tax, and I'm not buying it. And I think Al Gore is a total traitor to try to come out with this truther type documentary that wasn't necessarily true. Fearmongery. You know what I'm saying? Because we know you're connected with the same people who did BP, Halliburton and all them people. Come on, that's your peeps. CFR is doing this. Multinationals. They're the ones who destroy the environment. Now they want to tax me and you for it. You know what I'm saying? Because even if they do get it through, basically they'll just pay their extra tax and poison it even more, and then take more shit away from me and you. You know what I'm saying? That's why this has to end. There's a little bird up there. Just gave me a little visit here. Pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Do it for the birds, man. Do it for what's right, man. For all. If it ain't good for all of creation living to stay alive and prospering, then what you're doing isn't right, and there's no way you can twist it to justify that.